Hello, I'm Penelope Easton, and I'm going to talk to you about how to play your guitar with much less strain. Because the fact is that many musicians are experiencing a certain amount of discomfort as they play, whether stiffness, strain, tension, even pain, usually in the shoulder, the neck, at the elbows, the wrists, the hands. And some of them to the degree that it seriously is interfering with their career or their pleasure playing. Does that relate to you? Or, if you don't have any discomfort, you may nonetheless have tension levels that you may or may not be aware of that are interfering with your hand's ability to be really flexible for the different chords, to be fully accurate, fully strong when you need to get some bar chords in there, or to coordinate between the two hands well. In short, when you send a message to your fingers from your brain, does it get through? There's a lot that can be done. So how can I help with all this? Well, I'm a teacher of the Alexander technique, and it's a method that's been around now for over 100 years and is taught now in nearly every major music school in the world. I've been a teacher for 25 years, and I've worked at this point with a lot of different musicians as well as other groups of people. And some of them have been in such pain that they could hardly play anymore, seriously interfering with their careers. And we got them back playing in a few weeks. So there's a lot that can be done to help. I'm not a guitar teacher, so I'm not going to be giving you a whole set of clever techniques how to play your guitar better. For that you need to go to a guitar teacher. There's lots of good ones out there. No, we're going to take a completely different approach to finding out about this strain, because we're going to look at the source of it, where it's held. And the answer to that is in your posture, in the way you are using your body. Because most people nowadays are actually collapsed to a greater or lesser degree. And when that happens, although it feels comfortable, then you see I'm actually needing a fair amount of tension to still hold me upright. Usually here or here, here, maybe here. And if I let that go, I'd actually fall. So there's a lot more holding than one knows. And then when I come to play the guitar and I come to try and get tricky notes or a tricky passage or a big chord, can you see that I've actually now put a lot of distortion into this shoulder and down into tension here and here, and there's often a lot of tension here, a lot of tension here, and with time that builds up and can become pain or problem. So you might otherwise be working to keep your posture up. You might have been told the standard corrections: sit up, shoulders back, chest up, chin down. Can you see that I'm not actually properly upright at all? I'm actually slightly arched at this point, and all this is very held and really rather stiff. So the standard postural corrections, all they do is add another layer of tension to the tension we've already got. And from that place, I'm still going to try and come forwards to get the tricky bit, and I'm fighting to stay back, so I've got even more tension and conflict in my body. That's obviously not the answer. Alexander technique takes a fundamentally different approach, because it asks, how come we've lost that dynamic equilibrium, that beautiful balance we all had when we were this high? What's lost is the dynamic way that the body was designed to be held, because we are designed to be in balance. We're designed to be in balance. Not the balance of the chair, 4 legs, or like a horse, which can fall asleep on its feet, but an unstable balance, because we stand on 2 legs. We are an unstable dynamic equilibrium that is always trying to flip into movement in a very free way, and that's held through the core muscles of the spine, the pelvic floor and the legs, leaving the arms, the hands and the shoulders completely free. So this is the first thing we're going to learn, is how to re-find that natural core dynamic balance, not by putting it back in, by undoing. Because all those new habits are held as default patterns in the brain, as we said. And if I can, from the brain, say, I don't need that one anymore, and I don't need that one anymore, and I don't need that one anymore, we actually naturally undo and come back to our original balance. In other words, we're coming back to factory settings. And it may feel very strange to start with, but it also feels very nice. And the brain quite quickly gets used to it and it starts feeling normal. So then here we are, sat or stood in that balanced way, comfortable and with free shoulders and hands. But the minute we go to do something, I'll probably start putting in all the levels of strain that I had before. So the second thing we need to learn is how to do everyday actions coordinated from the brain. Oh yes, from there. So I'm not losing that dynamic balance in anything I do. And from there, we can then pick up the guitar without interfering with that, and even learn to bring the hands into these actually quite strange positions. So this now puts us in a whole different playing situation, where everything is free, flexible, coordinated from the brain, and you can apply the strength that you need to apply. And what you may immediately notice is that the tone of the instrument improves. Because when we play in that old tense way, we're actually blocking the vibration of the music. It doesn't just flow through the guitar, it flows through us as well. And when there are no blocks in us, the music can actually sing out better. And it also improves our confidence. Because can you see that from here, I not merely don't look as confident, I probably don't feel it either, compared to here. And I can have that much more confidence in front of friends or on stage. So you can perhaps see why Alexander technique is the secret weapon of a lot of top musicians, to help them stay on their top of their form all the time. Because even the most natural born musician has bad days. And if we're not playing consciously, if we're not conscious of what we do, we don't know what's gone wrong and we don't know how to put it right. Whereas with this conscious way, we can learn to recognise when things start to go out of kilter, and we know how to put it back again. And this is also great for the complete beginner, because we need to be building up the right habits right from the start, because otherwise we get so far and then we plateau and we can't get beyond it because we've built up the wrong habits. And of course this is true for all the players in between as well. So, the last thing we need to learn is how to incorporate all this into your daily practice. Oh God, she's asking me to spend more time. I don't have enough time to practice as it is, I can hear you thinking. And that's not true, because when we play from this much more intelligent, brain-coordinated way, the message gets through a lot faster from what you say to your fingers. And practice can become much more efficient and take a lot less time. And there's one professional I worked with who cut down his practice time from 6 hours a day down to 1 to 2 hours a day, using these intelligent approach, and vastly improved his playing. Great for busy lives. So, what's on offer? I'm giving a one-day workshop on all this from my studio near Killaloe in County Clare. And it's open, as I say, to all guitarists, banjo, mandolin, anything disc-shaped, any level of player, and any style of playing as well, because we're all after the same thing. We're all after playing in a way that is balanced and coordinated, free, flexible, agile, has the strength we needed, and so on and so forth. So if you are really interested in improving the core level of your playing, getting down to the nitty-gritty of your technique and taking it forwards at this very deep level, then please join us.